Men on the Ice. This is the 50th episode of Too Many Men. How about that?
We made it.
And we're gonna start off great. We're gonna talk about beating the shit out of some kids. Yeah. So at Baker Mayfield's youth football camp, where football players, aspiring professional football players, are getting first-hand tips from Baker Mayfield, grades 1 through 8. He was asked by a reporter, for some reason, how many of these 1 through 8-year-olds do you think was it? Can you beat it once, Tom? Is it something like that? How many can you?
Yeah, they all turned on him.
If they all turned on him, how many could he beat? And Baker Mayfield said like 50. In which case, the GOAT, Tom Brady, turned around and said, that's a little low.
I mean, to be fair, Barstool has that question every time they have somebody on the show. And it's always, if there's a sea of 10-year-olds with a bats, sea of 10-year-olds, you have a bat. How many do you think you can take?
Well, now it's a sea of youth football camp participants, and you're standing there with a football.
I see nothing wrong with that.
How many can you beat off?
All of them.
Baker said 8 to 10 at once, and then just let it come in waves.
Yeah. No. He said 50.
No, 50 in total.
Listen,
but
and then Tom Brady said roll out of the pocket, then take him on in waves.
Tom Brady rolls out of the pocket all
the
time.
Real question. How many can Adrian Peterson beat? Oh, zinger.
No, but is he in trouble for these comments? Or like, is it just, okay, I was going to say.
It was like a joke.
How much
that's funny.
What?
I don't know.
Would you want the league to suspend him?
No, the league gets upset when you talk about beating kids up, but...
Especially when you do it.
Right?
Tom Brady suspended.
You can't get suspended for a hypothetical. Let's get real here. How many people? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that go on interviews at Barstool and they get asked some random crazy questions similar to that, and they have not been.
What if you could get suspended for a hypothetical?
I don't.
That'd be something.
That would be something. I wouldn't like it, but.
This would be okay.
OJ hypothetically murdered his wife.
Let's play this game. Let's play this game. Hypothetically, Baker Mayfield does this.
Yeah.
How many games we giving him? It's got to be a 2-year suspension, right?
Zero. They came at him and he had to defend himself.
It is just self-defense, man.
It is self-defense.
They're 8.
No, it's grade 1 to grade 8.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So anywhere from
whoever want the smoke, Trish.
They're about 7 to 13 years old.
So they're asking for it.
So you're telling me if a sea of 7 to 13-year-olds just came rushing at you,
trying to hurt you,
you're not. And you beat them all up. You're saying, and then your work. Listen, and then your work suspends you. Are you gonna think that's very fair,
Tom? Yeah. Can you just look up really quick? What was Baker's Mayfield's 40 time?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
No. He can't just outrun him.
Yes, he can.
This is an enclosed area.
What? He's on a football field.
No.
It was a 4.81.
This is a cage match. Right?
He ran a 4.81.
You can't just keep outrunning these grade 1 to grade 8-year-old. There was 5,000 kids here.
Okay.
So one of them is going to be faster.
He only thought he could take out 80 of them before they got to him?
Whoa.
One of them might not be faster.
Did you say one of them's going to be faster than Baker Mayfield?
One of them has to be just have a little bit better of a 40
or at least as fast.
At least as fast. God,
they are small.
At 13 years old? They think they're running a 4.840?
I don't know.
If he's as fast, he's still going to be ahead.
Hold on. If a kid is running a 4.840 in middle school, he is a superstar.
He should be in the Olympics, honestly.
Trish, you're telling me out of 5,000 kids, not one of those people could be either just as fast or if not slightly faster than Baker?
No.
Not at 13 years old.
13 years old. He's a professional athlete.
Out of 5,000 kids, though. That's a lot of kids.
Yes,
right?
yeah. And about half of them are like 9.
One of them.
Baker Mayfield's exact quote was, which age group, as a general thought, I'd say at least 50 plus. And then Tom Brady said, you're selling yourself short, gotta escape the pocket, reset, take out 8 to 10 at a time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Brady's right. To quote the great Snacks Harrison, you gotta take the soul out of these kids.
Damon Harrison said that?
Yeah.
Wow. That was my interior lifer for the past 3 years.
He said Snacks Harrison.
Yeah.
That tripped me out a little bit.
I gotta work on that.
Yeah, no. Hypothetically, if all these kids started running at you, all Baker's got to do is run away.
What if he's in the middle of a big circle?
Where are you putting him in like the Roman Coliseum?
I'm putting him at the 50, and I'm putting 5,000 kids around him.
I'm putting him in the end zone after he
there's
scores a
5,000
touchdown.
kids at this camp.
Yeah.
Jeez.
If you were surrounded by 5, you weren't running away.
One of them's gonna get lucky, get a nut shot in.
There's no shot.
Down
If he
goes
sees
Baker.
them all, I think he's gonna.
You're
run
telling
away.
me
So you're
after a
telling
while,
me-
Baker's not going to get tired?
Baker doesn't have to get tired. All he's got to do is run to his car.
What
This is tough, man.
what we're saying here though is that he is trapped. There is nowhere he could run to get away from these kids. That's
Tom Brady will bail him
Then
out.
yeah, hitting a couple of them
Brady is
would
not in
be
the
justified.
same time zone as him right
A
now.
few of them are going to get some. At least one will get a shot on him eventually.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they wouldn't get a shot on him. I'm just saying you got to remember.
So somebody said each boss level would add an additional 6th grader.
Oh,
And then somebody added to that until you get to the final boss level, a 16-year-old named Kyle jacked up on Monster Energy listening to Lil Uzi.
Yeah.
My God.
That actually sounded like me at 16 years old. Oh, God,
wow,
I'm such a loser.
Nah, they just gotta, those kids, they just gotta do the Game 2 Raptors method. Trap Baker and surround him and
Box
give
and
him no
one.
help. Box 1, the box 1 defense.
I'm almost positive that Baker could still get away. And even if they did come at him, he would be fine.
All right, how many kids we talking then would actually defeat Baker?
0. They're in the 8th grade.
Yeah, they wouldn't catch him.
Eventually, strength in numbers wins.
Yes.
Eventually,
If he had a
it
bat,
does.
I would say okay, maybe.
Yeah, but you're not telling me eventually she'd be like, you know what, maybe I should run away.
No. The goal is I gotta beat the shit out of these kids.
Does he have a weapon?
He's a football.
Oh, imagine him just throwing a dime right at
Darting
the
them at him.
Does he have a,
Like
does he have
Eli,
a-
like
No, it's
Peyton
like
in
that
that
Peyton Manning
SNL
commercial.
Yeah, Peyton
Yeah.
in that.
We're not giving him unlimited footballs, but we're scattering coaches around the field there to throw the ball back to Baker.
Okay.
Actually, we got Jarvis Landry next to him to catch the ball and hand it to Baker.
Okay. I think he could take out like.
All right, this is just getting kind of weird now.
Can Jarvis Landry help? Can he
No,
fight
no,
Jarvis
no. Landry
This
can't
is
help.
Baker on his own.
I'm not a big fan of this question now. It was going somewhere, but now we're throwing footballs to coaches, and I'm just
Yeah, this
This is
is
like
just getting
zombies
weird.
in Black
Listen,
Ops.
it's organized madness.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he wants to beat the shit out of some kid, or somebody put up the question: could you beat the shit out of this many kids?
Right? Yeah. but-
5,000 kids. I'd say
no. 5,000. He could put out.
5,000, obviously no, but I don't think all 5,000 at one time are gonna be like.
no. What if
Just
they
gonna,
already
like,
said, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Yeah, but why all 5,000 of them all at once?
He was.
That's the hypothetical, Trish. That's what's going on here.
Oh, he announced he was demanding a trade from the Cleveland Browns.
I'm almost
said
positive
that?
none of them would try and fight him still.
All 5,000. Oh, and he tells all of them
That they're adopted?
that they're adopted and I killed your parents.
What if all of them are
You know that
adopted?
chili you just ate? It was your parents.
He just told all of them that Santa's not real. There
What do you
go.
mean? Wait, what?
They just told all.
Wow, we're
he
turning Baker Mayfield to a
Wait,
he just told all the kids that Santa's not real. That's why they're
Wait,
gonna attack him.
is Santa not real?
No,
He's just like
in
5,000
spirit he is.
5,000 kids.
What spirit?
In spirit.
How fucking dare you say that Santa Claus is not real?
Old Saint Nick, are you serious right now, bro?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Don't
Hey,
listen to him.
Trish, guess who's getting coal for their Christmas?
Yeah, right?
Zach is.
I am.
Fuck you, Zach.
Kyle's on the
Fuck is
verge of
that kind of
tears.
talk?
Yeah, because Santa's freaking real. Don't lie.
Dare you? How dare you, Zach?
If we wanted to, we could stretch this into a whole episode. There's no. This is like
I'm
a whole,
excited.
This
This
is
is
a whole
fun.
like small duck.
should
or
move
big
on, though.
duck versus mini horses.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, Kyle. I don't
Yeah.
think we've asked you this question yet. Would you rather fight one duck-sized or horse-sized duck, or what was it, 500 duck-sized horses?
Oh, I don't.
Now we played this like the Would You Rather game I play because it slowly gets more ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
feel like I would do the.
Wait, is your name- is your name
small
Kyle?
horse.
No, Santa
it's
hater.
gauging the
Santa
room.
hater.
So you're
Yeah.
taking the small horses.
I would take the small horses.
Are we talking like a Clydesdale? 'Cause
Yeah, a
those things are
Clydesdale,
huge.
No,
and it has the
huge.
strength of a Clydesdale.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's,
got
but it's
the
a duck.
Okay.
All you gotta do is like, I don't.
But
If
all the
it's-
little
but if
horses
it's
have
got
the
the-
strengths of the ducks.
Oh,
Ducks
then
are-
yeah, I would say
but
I would say
there's
the
like
horses.
5,000 little buckaroos coming at you. Just
All I gotta do is
Just
kick
kick
a
it.
few of
500.
them.
What are you taking? You can have a bat too.
Just swipe the leg. Yeah,
dude,
hit him
I'm
with
telling
the
you,
bat.
I could
Get a golf
yeah,
club.
No, I'm gonna go horse-sized duck. I'm just gonna hit it upside the head.
Okay, now the
hope
horse-sized
PETA doesn't
duck
listen to this.
is now armed with a sword, and the duck-sized horses are armed with BB guns.
Ooh, that kind of sting.
I would do.
Well,
I would.
how could the horse have a sword?
It's got hands now.
I would do the
No, it
horse-sized
doesn't.
duck.
Duck.
No,
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 no.
How are you gonna
It's a
shoot a
duck.
BB
No,
gun?
When we're saying duck, Kyle, this is what we mean.
It's got it glued to its head. That just goes off.
I would do the horse-sized duck if it had
With the
bat.
sword?
Yeah, with the sword.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I want
You
a
can have a
sword.
weapon.
Yeah, I want a sword fight with a giant duck.
You just can't have a weapon that shoots anything.
Yeah, I want a sword fight with a giant duck. Why would I want a
That's
bunch
the
of
kind of
BB
duck
guns
we're
coming
talking
at
about
me on
here.
horses? I wouldn't want that.
Duck.
No, it's not. I'm gonna show you the exact type of duck we're talking about here, because this is the exact picture I pulled up at the Devils game.
What has this turned into?
Where's that floating one from Canada?
Oh yeah, the giant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's this.
inflatable
Kyle, this
duck.
is what you're fighting.
That's like, dude.
That's
I've
being
seen
pulled
that.
by a tugboat.
Yep.
Yeah.
But see, that's not the size of a horse.
Yes, that's a little bit bigger.
Speaking of horse-sized things, Zdeno Chara took a puck to the face last night and has suffered a broken jaw.
He's not supposed to return for game 4.
They don't know that.
No, they
Five.
said
He'll
they,
most
they
definitely
advised
return.
Him,
They-
they advised him to not play the rest of the series, but he's going to play.
That's not
I
going
have,
to
a,
stop
I have
him.
a feeling
Big
he'll play
fan of
game
the
5.
bucket, though. Big fan of the.
I think he'll have
of the
a
bucket.
The
a
fishbowl?
guard, definitely
Fishbowl,
a chin
whatever it's
guard.
They told him not to play the rest of game 4. He came back to the bench and was there for moral support of his teammates. He was also there to serve a bench minor. Just in case there was one, he could serve and just get right back to the bench. But can a defenseman of that caliber, the fishbowl hurts you when you got to look down at your feet. Everything is looking down at Chara's feet because he's almost 7 feet tall.
Does it actually hurt you?
It hurts your vision.
Yeah, you can't see as well.
Oh, I think I meant like it physically
There's
hurt
solid. It's clear plastic, but it's solid right here where you got to look down.
I
at
feel
your
like
I
feet.
think if I
I feel
played
like with
hockey, I
that
would do the
broken jaw,
fishbowl.
looking down would kill either way.
Well,
He's not saying physically pain.
No,
He's-
I'm saying
Oh, no, there's
physically.
gonna be
I feel
physical
like
pain, too.
That's going to
yeah,
come
well,
into
that's
play
just
there.
from your jaw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's
well,
a grown-ass
obviously.
man. He's going to be fine.
Painkillers, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess painkillers could play, John.
I don't.
See, but if you take
Yeah,
too many
I don't
painkillers,
know
you
if
start
a trainer
playing
would
like
allow
I
him to
think
go
he's-
out there on painkillers.
I think he's
like
gonna
that.
Ever
play.
heard of Wayne Gretzky?
But here's the
Yeah, he didn't do a
problem.
lot of painkillers.
Here's the problem with
Snorted
playing
painkillers
Chara.
for a game, Trish.
Here's the problem with playing Chara through this injury. Say Chara comes in not 100%. All right, and now you got to limit his minutes going into like the second or third period. Now you're down to basically 5 defensemen in a game where you could have just had 6 the whole way and you don't play Chara.
Well, do they have like a defenseman like Phil
They
Spot?
do have defensemen who could step
Also-
in. Grizzlick's still out from that hit on Sundqvist in game 2.
I feel like if he does play,
got
it's not
Torrey
going to be.
Krug?
Krug plays. Krug's their starting.
You
plays
also
opposite
get
Chara.
a good hit on Chara, and
He's done.
he's
Exactly.
out. He's down.
I feel
and
like
out.
if he plays, it's going to be a minimal amount of
Yeah,
time.
but it's not easy to get a good hit
I
on
don't think.
Chara.
I feel like keeping him off the bench is the best thing for the team at this point, because at this point he's so hurt. Putting him in is just going to hurt your team as a whole.
It's not. He could probably play through it. He probably could, but the
Yeah.
risk of injury is way too high. That if he gets injured again, now you cut down to 5 defensemen again,
and you could
and, you're caught in the same position you were last night in game 4.
And it could be a possibility of a not game ending, but a career ending injury.
Yeah, but
Jaw injuries usually are.
I mean, if you well, they're usually not, but if you're going in there with a broken jaw
it
and you
is
get
believed
hit real
the-
hard,
The
jaw
Bruins
just
said they're
gets
prepared to
broken
play
more.
without him in game 5. It could actually kill you.
can it?
Yeah.
Jaw, yeah.
How?
The bone can go up to your brain.
Yeah.
That's a real fucked up broken jaw, though.
It happens.
You're already playing with it broken to begin with, so it's already what 30% strength.
Yeah, but that's
all you need is one
All you need
big
is one
hit.
hit.
the type of injury you're talking about. Is your jaw dislocating?
It's
from
already
everything
broken.
It's
And
already
and going
broken. It's
up.
already weak as is.
Yeah, but it's
If you
that's
get
just not-
rocked
How many
in the
people
corner,
have died from a broken jaw, Tom?
It's because nobody plays with it.
yeah.
No, I'm not saying I'm not even saying just hockey. I'm talking about just regular real
Yeah,
life.
it's because once they get a broken jaw, they stop
Nobody
and let
does
it heal.
anything. But if you're in a physical game like hockey with a broken jaw, it's very well possible.
Grizzlick is not believed to be back for the rest of this series. It's going to be questionable to see if he comes back for Game 6 or Game 7, especially with Chara out now. Grizzlick took that hit from Sundqvist in Game 2, which gave Sundqvist a game
Yeah.
suspension.
You can't die from a broken jaw.
Yeah, it just
You definitely
you can die from a broken
I
nose.
just looked it up.
You can't.
You ever heard of Quora? Yeah, internet. Thanks.
Internet Tom, what do you have to say about this?
You can die from a broken jaw.
How? Show
See, there you go. Intern Tom just says you can die from a broken jaw.
it. Show it.
No, there's just no evidence of it.
What? Then that means you can't
Not with regular people, because I just searched up with regular people, because people with that don't get into a situation where I'm gonna get hit
Look
in
up
the jaw.
any instance
if you're
of
an
dying
every-
from a broken jaw.
If you're a normal person walking outside
The
every
breaking
day,
of a jaw can occur in a traumatic death in a number of ways. Airway occlusion and jamming a condyle into the brain are problematic for this instance.
so there's
Right,
two
no, but
ways that
how?
you could die.
How does that happen?
The detached piece of the jaw
Mm-hmm.
clogs an airway
Right. That I
Or-
understand.
up to the brain.
How?
be able to take care of that soon enough, though.
I don't have a
on
diagram
the
of the
ice.
human like skull.
I'm
in
not
front of me
asking
to
for
show
a
you.
diagram, John. I'm just asking you how violent.
Well, we
does
ain't
it-
no
I'm
doctors
tking
here.
of a car accident.
It probably doesn't have to
If
be
it
as
has
violent
airbag-
as you think if
No,
your
it
jaw's already
definitely
broken.
does.
If your jaw's already broken.
doesn't
One
matter.
good punch and that could be it.
I mean, all right. Obviously,
Let's
that-
say
Well,
let's
he's not
say-
getting in any fights here.
Let's say you go down and this is the shelf of the boards, and this is your chin.
Right, yeah, it's not enough force to drive your jaw through your brain.
But if
It's already
he has a
broken, it
fishbowl,
might-
he
doesn't
should be
matter.
fine.
The fishbowl can come up.
Yeah, but if
I know.
but you're okay. But what you're saying about him like dying, that's like a freak thing, obviously.
It would be a freak thing.
But in all reality, I mean, I don't think the guy should play because he does have a broken jaw.
It's something
He
serious.
But I
also
wouldn't be
can't
surprised.
talk.
Yeah.
You can't talk.
No,
We have a-
teammates
can't
on the
even-
bench said he could barely
Did they
talk.
wire his jaw shut yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna play without a wired.
It'd be a very bad idea for him to play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, horrible idea. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think the possibility of him dying is very slim.
No, that's
Yes, it's
definitely
slim, but
worst
it's
case scenario.
there.
That's definitely
It's
worst
more
case
there
scenario.
than him going out there healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, but like he can still damage it, like irreparably for the rest of his career.
The
I mean, why
Brewers-
risk
Good
it?
word. Good word.
The
The rest of his
Bruins-
career is only like a few years. He's 42.
He's 41. You signed a 1-year extension.
Still, man.
The Bruins have already said they're preparing to play without him in Game 5. The expectation would be defenseman Stephen Kampner would be stepping in for Chara. Not on his line, probably in a third pairing role, and then moving up on the second, like a John Moore moving up to the first pairing. So
All right, now, do you see the Bruins being as strong defensively without Chara?
no. He's
Yeah,
their
no,
best penalty
definitely
killer
not.
by far, and although the Blues have not been able to get anything done this series on the power play, I think they've converted one. I think it was an empty netter. He's a big hole in the middle. No matter what way you look at it, he's a shot blocker. He's good with the stick because the stick's so damn long, and he can clear the puck when needed. It's a veteran presence there in the middle of the ice that you're going to lose on the power play now.
I feel like
penalty
that
kill now.
definitely evens the playing field between the two teams because Boston was definitely a lot better than
Yeah.
the Blues.
And how he plays, it might not be pretty, but last night he did have an assist just by simply throwing the puck at the net. A veteran move that maybe a defenseman of less experience would not be able to make the play. So they will miss him. They'll definitely miss the leadership on the bench. You can put David Backes, Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron out there. It doesn't make up for the leadership that
Chara has,
brings to the team. Another thing from last night is keeping on defense. The Blues got a jump back. You heard me say this a bunch last night, Tom, watching the game. Vince Dunn stepped in last night for the Blues, was the quarterback on the power play, led the defense in shots. I believe he had 4.
Wow.
He was otherworldly for the St. Louis Blues defense. He gave them a spark they did not have in Game 3. This is the first time he had played since the Sharks series, I believe, since Game 1 of the Sharks series where he got injured. And it was such a boost, and the Blues look like a completely different team with him there on defense.
Do you think this game goes?
So Boston loses a piece of defense, and the Blues
they
gain
gain
a key
one, yeah.
piece. And now we're going to see this series flip.
I feel like it could go 7 games here.
Right now it's 2-2.
I think it could be over in 6.
Yeah.
Chara's out now. That's huge.
I still think Boston has the talent.
They
Yeah,
may
but
have
it's still a huge presence.
But when it comes
missing
down
now.
to winning a Stanley Cup, you got to be able to stop a rush coming down the ice on defense. And if you don't have that experience, yes, John Moore's a good defenseman. Yes, Torrey Krug a good defenseman. Same with Grizzlick's out. Same with Kampner. He's serviceable when he has to step in. It's not Chara. It's not the size of Chara. It's not the stick length of Chara that can close out on you.
Yeah,
in
it's
an
the way
instant.
he plays and his experience.
He uses his size and his experience to his advantage.
Yeah.
And it's something that no other player really in the NHL has.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody that big. Nobody has a stick that, from me to you, I can
Could
poke
reach.
the puck off your stick.
Yeah.
And we're what? 6 feet away?
Yeah, at least.
5 feet away?
That's crazy.
It's just something different. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Bruins can jump back from this.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully, the team could just rally around it.
It might be to the point where if they lose Game 5, Game 6 going back to St. Louis, you might have to play Chara.
Yeah.
Just to have the size there.
I mean, I feel like if they did play in that situation, he would just be there to, maybe try and get it, depending on how he feels, try and either take hits or...
I'll go out and say that Game 5 is a must-win for the Boston Bruins.
Oh, yeah.
Especially now regarding the injuries.
For sure.
Because now you're down 2 defensemen. Stephen Kampner was not supposed to play any of the series.
Once they go down in the series, I think that might be it.
I feel like if they play...
Game 6 going back to St. Louis with a...
If
with
they
a
play
If they win in
Chara,
St. Louis,
it'll
that'd be
very
awesome.
reminiscent to me of them putting Paul Correa back in. Because Paul Correa got fucked up and it
That was
ruined
same
his
game,
life.
though. I mean...
Yeah, it was game 4?
6, wasn't it?
I don't remember. But
Yeah, it was 6.
It was Game 6.
yeah, they put him back in and then they ended up winning that game and then losing the next
Well,
game.
Paul Correa was different because without Paul Correa, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim had no offense. They couldn't score goals.
Yeah.
With Chara out, the Bruins can still score goals. They're just going to have a lot tougher time keeping them out of their own net. But Tuukka
Yeah,
Rask
it's-
has been solid. The play of Tuukka Rask might be a reason why the Boston Bruins coaching staff might say, you know what, we might not need Chara in.
Yeah,
and
Rask
with
has
Chara
been
out
ridiculous.
last night, they only gave up one goal, and it was on a fluky rebound. Well, they gave it to Anthony Netter too, but they only gave up one goal on a fluky rebound to Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah, I just... You don't want to risk a player getting more hurt just because you want to win this next game.
Speaking
I
of
know
goalies,
it's...
But it's the Stanley Cup.
Speaking of
I
goalies,
know.
Binghamton, I think he had a really big bounce back game. I mean, he let up the one goal that was a shorthanded, which he should have stopped, hit right off his glove.
Yeah,
but in all
he got
reality,
a bad rebound.
Yeah, I know, but I thought he played pretty well last
He
night.
did. He's been the best bounce back goalie in the Stanley Cup playoffs so far. These two goalies are the best goalies in the playoffs.
See, but
and have been the whole.
I understand he's the
playoff.
best bounce back goalie, but the thing is though, is that tomorrow, what's it going to be like? You know what I'm saying?
I think he's not a goalie I see get nervous, and I think tomorrow's not going to be anything because seeing how he responded after being pulled in Game 3 is enough to show me that he's prepared for a Game 5 in Boston.
He was pissed.
He'll be prepared for an elimination game if it comes to them in Game 6 in St. Louis.
He was pissed.
But I can see the
when they
Bruins
pulled
taking
him.
these, the Blues taking these next two, and this being over. It wouldn't surprise me because Binnington's starting to get his groove back a little bit here. He had a great game last night, a few bad rebounds, but that's been a problem for him lately. 5-hole in rebounds.
He's also young, isn't he?
He's 25, rookie season.
Yeah, he's very young for a...
Tuukka Rask has been good last night in bad rebound control, but the ice wasn't great in St. Louis. It hasn't been really great this whole Stanley Cup final with the humidity, so I don't know. Hopefully the Blues can pull it out because I don't want to see
jinxed them,
Boston
though,
win.
so I don't
I
know.
know we did, but it'd be something.
No, we
if this-
didn't jinx. Oh, we did.
We did
jinx
them.
We did jinx the Blues. But I mean, Chara's hurt now, so there's a chance.
If anything, we jinx the Bruins. If the Bruins win without Char, without Grzelcyk, we jinx the Blues.
Yeah.
No two ways about it.
That's just
And
ridiculous.
then coach of the Blues, J.S. Berube, made a fantastic move by moving Tom. Give me number 12 on the Blues' name. Sanford, I think his name is. I don't know his first name. A player that's been buried in the fourth line this whole playoff stepped up last night, led the team with 7 hits.
Zach Sanford.
Zach Sanford. He had an assist on the opening goal, on Ryan O'Reilly's opening goal.
He also had 4 shots.
Yeah, a player I never heard of. Walked in there and took the moment, handled it. Can say I can be your top line winger, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, you always see stuff like that happen in the playoffs. I feel like you always see that player that didn't really get a lot of ice time during the season, but then, you know, it's playoff time. It's time to show what you're really made of. Some players who you think are just, oh, that's the guy, that's our guy, and then in the playoffs they just play like shit. And that's, I really feel like for any sport, there are players who do well in the regular season and do shit in the playoffs, or do really well in the playoffs but do shit in the regular season.
That always
I mean,
happens. I
you
feel like
look
that
at-
happens in every sport.
Yeah, you look
every
at
team.
Eli, he's really dog shit in the regular season, but he gets to the playoffs and he's
He goes in a
playoff
run.
Eli. Or fucking...
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. He does the same shit.
A few more tidbits here around the NHL. Offseason will be occurring in the next couple weeks. The Toronto Maple Leafs are looking to move Patrick Marleau and defenseman Nikita Zaitsev. Zaitsev has been linked to the Vancouver Canucks, who are apparently making a strong push for him. I think it was Mike Morreale or Peter LeBrun who said he wouldn't be surprised to see the Devils and somebody else make a big run at Zaitsev because right-handed defensemen are at a premium in the NHL right now. Last week, David Pagnotta of the fourth period reported that Patrick Laine wanted out of Winnipeg, and I saw that. I thought that was great news until I saw what he actually wrote about Taylor Hall. Now, he wrote an article in the fourth period, his website, saying Hall's future might not be in New Jersey, saying that as of right now, Hall has zero interest in re-signing with the Devils and committing to the Devils long term. Now, this is completely false. He still has interest in signing with the Devils. It's still there. Contact was made between Mike Morreale, who is a veteran NHL writer, and Taylor Hall's agent, Darren Ferris. And Darren Ferris said nothing has changed since Hall's exit meeting, where he said the Devils need to get more talented before making a commitment to the team.
And didn't the GM say that
The
the
GM
source
said
is made up?
The
and fake?
sources are suspect, probably not real. It's just a piece of bad writing. It's clickbait.
Yeah.
It's a guy just trying to get views, and it's terrible. And
Dare
I feel like
say fake news?
having that first round pick is more than enough.
yeah, it should be enough to keep him here.
Fake news.
Not only a first round,
Fake
first
news.
overall.
Yeah, first overall.
But just looking at how excited Hall was when they got that first overall pick, and the fact that he's friends with Jack Hughes.
Yeah,
I feel like there's enough there to make him want to stay in New Jersey, just at the very least, to help Jack Hughes and get the money.
Do you think they wait for the end of the season, or do you think they get it done before the season starts, or
July
at least
1st.
in the beginning?
As soon as they possibly can.
January.
1st. Really?
You think mid-season? Okay.
January.
I was thinking maybe beginning season, maybe the first month or so, just to see how they start
The contract will
off.
be on the table. It's going to be the same as Tyler Sagan's deal. The contract will be on the table. And they'll sign it in January.
Now, do the Devils have to be good in this situation?
Yes.
How good?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Playoff position.
Okay.
And if they're not, then you trade him February 28th.
Yeah, you trade him and get something out of it. If he's not going to stay, you get
Don't make
you get
the
as
same
much out of it.
mistake the Islanders did with Tavares.
Yeah, as
Get
long
something for him.
as long as he's healthy by January, in my mind, there is no excuse for the Devils to not be in a playoff.
The Hockey
position.
News came to the defense of the New Jersey Devils today saying that nothing has changed. That this whole article written by
If
let
you're
me say
not,
his name one more time, David Pagnotta is just terrible.
he's a piece of shit.
It's a terrible display.
I
of
can't
writing.
believe they could. He really wanted to put out that article, probably knowing full well that it wasn't true.
Yeah,
He definitely knew full
Clickbait.
well it wasn't true. He just wanted people to look at his website.
Yeah.
That's all it was, and it worked. I mean, everybody went to the website and freaked out, and then it was posted.
Yeah,
on,
I saw a lot of
some
reposts
a
about
bunch
it
of different
today.
Instagrams.
The second to
You think
last,
the
second to
Jets-
last paragraph of this says, moving Hall generated a significant return for the Devils, and talks could heat up later this month closer to the NHL draft.
No way.
That's not happening.
See, no.
I would move him before the season.
Yeah, why would they move him before they even know if they're good or not? It makes no. He's just
See, that's
unreliable there.
That's the thing that annoys me about sports journalism these days. Like, no one actually has like a credible source. They just say like sources said Taylor Hall has no interest in signing with the Devils, but they can't exactly
They
show
never
us
specifically say
yeah,
who or what they got it from.
or any quotes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like, what I'm just supposed to take everything that they say.
Well, that's
like,
right.
as fact?
If I don't
No.
see quotes or someone that I know
A reliable
There is
source of
quotes
any type.
here, but they're spun in such a way that it's
that
like,
it makes you think.
how did you get that out of that?
Yeah.
You know? It's just bad writing.
Mhm.
It's terrible.
Do you think Jets fans freaked out when
I
they
believe
did
there is
Laine?
some truth to that, though. I believe Patrick Laine doesn't want out of Winnipeg because they can't win there. Patrick Laine had a struggle of a season this year. And nobody wants to play there. Other news around the NHL, the Winnipeg Jets actually traded Kevin Hayes to the Philadelphia Flyers. Kevin Hayes is an unrestricted free agent starting July 1st. They traded him for a fifth-round pick. This is obviously Flyers wanting to at least get a shot to sign him before free agency period opens.
Do you
Alain
think they will?
Vigneault is the coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. That's Kevin Hayes' former coach for the New York Rangers. I believe there's a decent chance Hayes will resign there,
Yeah.
but it's going to be for
A lot of money.
way more than he's worth.
It's terrible. I mean, the Jets traded a first-round pick.
He's on the
for
back end
Kevin
of his
Hayes.
career, in my mind.
He's only like 28.
Yeah. He's on the back end of his career, and also the Flyers are interested in moving their first-round pick. So the Flyers are trying to put themselves in win-now mode somehow.
Yeah. Somehow. I think they have another 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
to go
Well, I think
until that. But
it can be similar to how the Blues were,
yeah.
because now they got a
The
goalie.
Blues have done something miraculous.
Well, last year they didn't make the
Going from-
playoffs. This year they were last place in January and
Yeah,
managed
going
to make
from
the Stanley
last
Cup.
place in January to being in the Stanley Cup final is unheard of.
Well, who's to say it
It's
can't
fucking
happen again? I know
ridiculous.
it's very unlikely, but a team can do it.
It's
Like
not
the
going to
Flyers.
happen with Alain Vigneault as the coach of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, it's not going to be Philly.
He's
It's
a coach.
just-
He might get there, and that's a big might because that Flyers roster is going to need some major improvement. Because question mark is still goaltending is still a question mark. Carter Hart's great.
They went through 7
He's
goals.
gonna be
young,
great.
though, isn't
I
he?
think it is Carter Hart. That's
He's
their
going
goalie.
to be great, but he is
He's got
23.
another. Yeah, he's got another 2-3 years till he's top form.
And knowing the Flyers, they put him out there. He loses a few games. Boom, backup comes in. That's it. Because we're in win now mode. We got to win now.
And it's kind of bad because they've traded for a lot of goalies last
They're gonna
season.
make
They
a.
have like
they're-
4 now on the
They're gonna make a
roster.
play at not Ilya Brizgalov. Ooh, wow, that was a throwback. At Sergei Bobrovsky. He was a Flyers
What did
goaltender.
Brizgalov say?
Humongous big.
That is humongous big.
So
Oh, that was
they're
a
gonna
funny
make a
show.
big run at Bobrovsky, who was a goaltender there before, and they made the mistake of trading. But it's not gonna be enough.
I mean, I feel like with what happened with the Blues, everything kind of just clicked into place all at once. Like all the players started firing on all cylinders at the right time.
Ryan
They went on-
O'Reilly started to pick up finally, and
They went on a 10-game winning streak, I believe it was.
in January
It
to
just,
February.
and they blew past everybody because the right people lost at the right time and they won at the right time and they were playing the right teams at the right.
That's all it really comes down to.
Yeah,
It's also
you know.
insane because they brought in
A lot,
Jordan
of the,
Binnington.
a lot of the Giants championships were because of late season
Yeah,
runs.
they got hot at the right time.
the Mets World
what it
Series
is.
run in 2015 was because of a late season.
Come February, March, and April, the thing you really want to see is your team getting just gelling together.
I mean, one of the major successes for it was Jordan Binnington. Like, his first 39 games, he had 30 wins, which is insane.
Right. The one thing you can't buy as a hockey team is chemistry. And that's what you really need to win as a hockey
It's
team.
what every team tries to do at the trade deadline, though.
Exactly. And it just doesn't work. And you'll see a lot of people try to pick up certain people, and sometimes they'll help, yes, but if they don't have chemistry with your team, and your team, your players don't like each other, or they don't mesh together properly, they can't really do it. You need to just know what the other person is thinking and be able
Every
to do.
team at the trade deadline wants to acquire that big name piece that come in there and score 40 goals. One, it means nothing if he's not playing with players who can get him the puck and know where he's going to be at all times. And you look at St. Louis. Trade deadline, they made one move. They acquired Michael Del Zotto from the Anaheim Ducks for draft picks. Michael Del Zotto has not seen the ice yet.
Yeah, and they
He's strictly a...
I think it's
Reserve.
just more of the players getting together and being like, let's step it up here, and they executed very well.
It's a team that listened to what was going on at the trade deadline and heard management say, I'm sticking with you guys. You guys got us here. Went on this spectacular run since January. We've only brought up people from within the system in Binnington. Go finish this.
Yeah.
And here they are.
I mean, there's no need
2-2 going back to Boston.
Yeah. There's no need for them to get any more players,
And that's
especially
just-
because of how good they were when the trade deadline came around.
That's just the shit I don't see the Philadelphia Flyers being able to do. That's not something that a lot of teams can do.
It's just a
in the league.
culture in the
In the
it
locker
seems
room,
like.
yeah.
And they are trying to change everything. They just hired Chuck Fletcher as the new general manager, so Ron Hextall is out there. But the Flyers, they need like 3 or 4 years to gel.
Yeah, they're not.
It's not going to be right now. They should be trading for younger pieces, draft picks, and get ready to put a team together around Carter Hart as goalie. They should. Gostisbehere's young. Konechny's young.
The Sixers.
Provorov's young.
This,
Take older players. It's not going to be popular. It wasn't popular when you traded Simmons. Take older players. Take Giroux.
the Sixers went on
You
this
can get a first-round pick.
like several year thing where they're like, oh, trust the process. Why don't the Flyers do the same thing?
Because they haven't won in 40 years, and they want to win now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I don't
And they
like
got
that.
so close in 2011.
Yes, but
that
2009.
mentality
you
is not
can't
just.
you can't just like expect to win. You can't expect to win now and then get like a few pieces that are like borderline better than what you have, and then expect
If you
to win
ask
now.
Flyers management and fans, they'll say if it wasn't for the Pittsburgh Penguins, every fucking year we would have won the Stanley Cup. Because every year it's either the Penguins or Rangers, or one year us eliminating them.
I feel like now the Blues are going to mess up everything for that team, if anything. It could have an effect on a lot of teams because everyone's going to think, okay, they just rushed a team together. I can do the same thing.
They didn't rush the
They
team
didn't
together.
rush
They
the
rushed
team.
a team together. I mean, as
They,
in,
they
brought
rushed
on-
it together in September, but they had from September to
The end of the
February to
season.
get it right.
What's crazy is that 2 years in a row we have a miraculous story of a team making it to the Stanley Cup. We had the Vegas,
Vegas, yeah.
and then the next year we had
Washington was even kind of miraculous last year.
Yeah, because they
They
finally
finally
got
got
past
through
the second
Pittsburgh.
round.
Yeah, they were both miraculous. But I feel like Vegas more than Washington because
That was
Ovechkin.
just thrown together.
Yeah,
But
Ovechkin's
they
been
had
there and-
favorable rules in the
Well, yes.
expansion draft.
Yeah, but I like when a team tries to build it slowly. You can't just assume that you put a bunch of all-stars out on the ice and then you'll win, because it doesn't really work like that.
Works for Golden State.
It does and it doesn't though, because
It works for Golden State.
That's a great transition, Zach. Let's get to the Golden State Warriors.
fuck the Golden State Warriors.
They're injured
hate 'em.
as shit.
Yeah.
Kevon Looney out for the series with a fracture in his collarbone. And Klay Thompson is questionable for Game 3, but it looks like he's going to play. I'd sit him.
Said who?
Klay
Really?
Thompson.
I don't know.
They
if
can lose
afford
Game
it.
3 and still win the series.
I mean,
But am I
Because-
wrong?
So
If he tweaks that hamstring again,
no, I would sit him just because.
It's over.
Because think about it. If you
'Cause now you-
lose game, what is it? Game 3, right?
Yeah.
If you lose game 3, you're only down 2-1.
it's not like this is 2-0 coming back to Golden State.
If it was 2-0, I mean, you got to play him.
Am I the only one who feels that like this is really Toronto's series to lose? So I still think the Warriors are probably gonna end up taking it.
Game 3 and
But-
4. That's at Golden State.
But I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
the Warriors should be considered underdogs right now. I'm just saying,
They
they're
are
injured to
underdogs
hell.
right now.
The Raptors were Game 2 was the biggest chance for the Raptors.
Like if the Raptors lose, I'm gonna call it a choke, just
they
because
missed
they
so many shots in
They
that
did.
last 5
They
minute
kept
period.
just settling for bad threes instead of working inside of Siakam.
If they were
Siakam was finally starting to find his groove there late in the second half. And they kept just trying to force
from
it
the
outside.
5th minute to about like 2.5 minutes to go. Both teams didn't score a point.
Yeah,
If they went in and tried to get like layups and tried to work the ball a little more, they would have tied the game with 2-3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Looney's out.
yeah, broken collarbone.
Clay, questionable. Andre Iguodala, questionable. It's looking like he's going to play. He could tweak that calf in a second, though, again.
Yeah.
Durant's supposed to come back Game 5 is what I've heard they're targeting right now.
I've heard that for a while now. Game 5 is the target, but they'd be okay. They'd be happy with Game 4 as a comeback. So he's out
I
for
feel like
Game
it
3.
depends on if they win Game 3 or not.
This is your chance, Toronto. You
Yeah.
finally
You
found
need to.
somebody
They're
who
weak.
can guard Steph Curry.
Yeah, and they're
Or
weak.
at least not even just...
At least
The
be
Bucks
able to.
won.
They're,
Well, if you
they're-
think about it, this upcoming game, if Steph isn't hot, how are they gonna score?
Yeah, and Steph was sick in Game 2.
yeah, he was.
Yeah, he had the shits. No, literally, like
No,
had the
I-
shits.
But Fred VanVleet did a very good job in guarding Steph Curry in the second
Yeah.
half. When
Yeah.
they finally
Looking-
moved to the box and won
He didn't-
defense.
yeah.
Shades of Matt
He didn't
Dellavedova
score that many points
2015.
in the first half
For
either.
real. Listen, Fred VanVleet is playing out of his ass right now, and he's been doing all playoffs, and I absolutely love it. And I even thought, I was like, oh, Steph Curry's gonna cook this man. But honestly, like Fred VanVleet is just he's on a different
He's a
level,
better
man.
defender than Kyle Lowry.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Kyle
well,
Lowry's
listen.
an elite defender.
Let's talk about the reffing.
He
from
has
last
been
game.
this series.
The refereeing from
Okay.
Game 2 was horrid. It was
Oh, dude,
garbage.
it was terrible.
On every
I honestly think they
aspect
had
of it.
Warriors money line. It
Why
was
did
terrible.
was it Ed Malloy who gave Steph the technical?
Yeah, for throwing the ball up in the air.
Did
yeah,
you guys see
that
the
was insane,
ref?
too.
That almost hit the ref by like
Yeah.
a foot.
He
Like,
didn't call the technical either till the ball hit the ground.
Yeah.
And
Did
he
you
does that
guys-
stupid thing with his two fingers.
Did you guys see the quote from DeMar DeRozan? He was interviewed, I think,
Yeah,
Oh,
yesterday.
about
Today.
how he had to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
that he put in
He's
all.
not-
He
he's
said
not
that he
wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
No, he's not at all.
He said that he put in all the work. He got that team to where it is right now, which I believe that.
I was reading this thing where a lot of people think that his number, once the Raptors start retiring numbers, they think that he's going to be one of the guys to have his numbers up
probably
in the
will.
rafters.
I think so.
Because he's one of like the Raptors all-time, honestly, best players.
I
And
think he's the most
he
well-liked player in Raptors history, too.
Nah, Vince Carter.
No, I think DeMar DeRozan's more
You think?
well-liked.
Because he's been there longer?
He's been there long.
He's not on the team anymore.
Well, but you know what I mean. Like,
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing: it's like DeMar kind of paved the road for the Raptors because. But the thing that I'm worried about is that everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, they did it without DeMar DeRozan to get to the finals." Well, one, going from DeMar DeRozan to Kawhi Leonard. I mean, DeMar DeRozan's elite, but like Kawhi Leonard's a fucking upgrade.
Top 5
He's
player,
Kawhi
for
fucking
sure.
Leonard
in the world for sure.
Exactly. And also on top of that, LeBron's out of the East now, and LeBron was literally everyone's kryptonite in the East.
Exactly.
I
He's
mean, I
just
hate
wide open.
LeBron, but I gotta give credit where credit's due because
This was the team. This was supposed to be DeMar and Lowry's team finally going to the finals.
But they said it was weird because, like, an analogy that I saw, it was kind of like, that's like your best friend, like you're rooting for, but do you really want to see your ex succeed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because him and Kyle Lowry talk every day still. They have.
Yeah,
they're best
Ever
friends.
since- yeah, they're best friends. But the thing is, though, is that, like, he's been there. Like he was there through, like, the tough times, but then he was there when they were like the 1 seed a couple years ago, or like the 2 seed or whatever, but then they lost to LeBron. That's literally what it was. He was their kryptonite, but now that he's gone, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna trade you for Kawhi Leonard now. Now, obviously, it's not like they sent him to like some dog
Yeah,
shit
it's in
team,
San
like they
Antonio.
sent him to the Spurs,
But I think
who historically, honestly, in the next couple of years might honestly make it back to the playoffs and even the finals, just because that's how they run.
that Raptors team from last year, I think, would have lost to Giannis in the Eastern
Without a doubt,
Conference.
yeah,
They
but
wouldn't make it
but
past the
that's-
Sixers,
But that's
let's
exactly
be
what I'm
honest.
saying. Is that like they still got that upgrade in Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
do you think when it does come around time to retire numbers, if the Raptors win this year, do you think Kawhi's already up there?
If Kawhi stays for,
I don't think Kawhi needs to stay.
no, I think he does. Because listen, 1 year's fine, but that's just going to create controversy within the
Nah.
I
organization
think all he has
itself.
to do is just win it. I mean, this season he only played 60 games and averaged 26
What
points.
if he wins it and leaves? You still retire the number?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
he
he
won the
retired
first
regardless.
championship.
Well, that's also a question you got to ask. Like, if LeBron, when LeBron retires, they can retire his number in Miami and Cleveland.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, they won championships there, and they were
100%.
really good for both of them.
He's the best player in both those franchises' history.
Question for you, Tony. Did Shaq's number get retired in Orlando?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
that was their first finals berth. They got swept.
Orlando, LA, but Shaq was there longer than 1 year.
That's what I'm saying. Like how, like if just like the finals berth, I don't think is enough. I think you need the win. Like If he stays, it's
but
another thing.
We
but
say that, but we have never seen this with an NBA franchise. We have never seen a team. It's not a league criteria to retire a number. The NBA, a team can retire any number they want. We've never seen a team, a city, a country get behind one team and one player like we're seeing Canada get behind Kawhi
But here's
Leonard.
the thing.
King
Here's
of
the
the
thing.
North.
That
It's a-
alone might be enough to retire his number for the Raptors.
Here's the thing, but it's such a different situation because, like I said before, it's like the Raptors have historically never really been in this situation, right? Correct?
Yeah.
And now they're going up against one of the possibly the greatest dynasty of all time, just because of the fact of the team that they have and the fact that the series is 1-1 and the fact that Kawhi's done it for them all playoffs. Like, yeah, I understand that, but if he's only there for 1 year, you can't just retire the guy's number because then that just shows that he was there and that he's not loyal to that franchise. Yes, I understand. It's really cool. It's
I feel
awesome they did that. But again, at the same time, it's like, does it really mean anything to the fans? Like, yeah, I understand they got in their first championship, but in the long run, is it really going to make that big of a difference?
I feel like the weight of this moment surpasses those feelings.
No, I agree with Kyle
I
here.
can
I
see
think that if he left right now after the season, what would be the point of retiring that?
I've
jersey?
seen it. I've heard it from multiple sources of TSN and Sportsnet. If Kawhi left, I heard fans would not be mad in the slightest.
No, I don't
Because
think
of
so.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't
run.
be
You're
mad. I
happy
wouldn't be
because
mad
he
if
made they it to the
won
finals. He brought the team to the
I don't
first
think
finals.
it's worthy of retiring
Yeah, but that's
the jersey
okay.
number.
See, now they won't be mad now, but then give them 5 years and they're going to be like, what if Kawhi
goes
stayed?
on? Yeah, what if Kawhi
What if
goes
Kawhi
on
stayed?
and wins like 2 or 3 more championships with other teams? Or why couldn't he stay with Toronto
I
and do it
think
there?
he could win another championship for another team, and Toronto fans would say that doesn't mean as much to those fans as us going to the finals meant for us.
See now, but
And that would be enough to
that's
retire his number.
just the Toronto fans.
Exactly, that's all that matters when it comes to retiring his number, though.
Yeah, but still, man, it's like
I still don't think it's enough to.
I just don't agree.
I think he's the second. I think he'll be the second Raptor to have his number retired.
I think it
No,
matters.
I think he'll be the third.
Did Bosch get his?
It's gonna
Not
be
yet. Not yet.
Carter,
Not
Bosch, and then if Kawhi stays and he continues, say he signs like a supermax contract or whatever the deal that he could get, I think it'll be Carter, Bosch, then Kawhi. But listen, if he wins the finals this year, or even they lose, but he still signs, and then he brings them back again and maybe wins it in the next 2 to 5 years, yeah, then he's gonna get his number retired.
I say right now, no matter what the outcome is, 80% they retire his jersey.
I think they will.
He re-signs, doesn't even have to win him a championship. They retire his number. Does not matter.
I think it matters more on the impact that he has on the team than what if questions.
I think he's changed the landscape of basketball in Ontario forever. That's enough to retire.
I think they got to win it first.
I don't
too.
think they do. I think this has changed the landscape of basketball in Toronto.
Well,
and
yeah,
Ontario forever.
I can see
and
that.
Canada forever, for that matter. I think that's enough to retire his jersey.
Do you think
see,
we
no,
see
I
more
don't- I don't
teams
agree with
pop
that.
up
Yeah,
in
I
Canada
don't agree with that.
either.
because of the
No, they're not
popularity
going to
of
try
the
that again.
Raptors?
They're not going to try that again.
No.
I still think if he won it and stayed for another 2 years, they could retire.
Because
I just don't. I
the
don't
man that
believe-
changed basketball in Toronto was Vince Carter.
That was the first wave.
Yeah, and
This
then
is
that
a
died away. That died
Rejuvenization
down.
of basketball
I would
in
even say
Canada.
DeMar DeRozan. He brought that city,
Kawhi's different, man.
obviously.
Kawhi is bringing a whole other aspect of it. Do you think we're seeing the end of the Golden State Warrior dynasty?
This is
Yes.
this is
This is
the
their
wind
last-
down of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Do
because
you think this is like their
KD's
last
probably
final in
gonna
the next
leave.
couple of years?
I don't know about the last.
I think they want the.
It depends.
isn't
It
the
depends how
record-
free agency goes. I'm telling you right now, if KD doesn't go to the Clippers, if Kawhi doesn't go to the Clippers, or if anyone doesn't, if no like top tier superstar goes in the West, I still believe, and that they keep their core of Steph, Clay, and Draymond. I don't think who's going to stop them.
Now, what
We
if KD
forget how
and
good
Clay
that team
leave?
was before KD.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think KD is the defining factor for the team. I think what if
I don't know because
I think they're a more dangerous team without him.
no, they just play a different style of basketball.
they're
And I
definitely
think
they're more
that
dynamic
style, I
without
think that
him.
style of basketball is just more equipped to score more points.
So you're telling me that without Kevin Durant on the floor, that a team of Steph, I'm not even going to count Boogie because he's only played like a handful of games this year. You're telling me that you would rather have the team of Steph, Clay, and Draymond, not have Steph, top tier All-Star, top tier player, KD, arguably the best player in the league, Clay, another second-tier All-Star, and Draymond one of the best defensive players in the league. That's what you're telling me. Because I don't agree with that at all. Because everyone says, "Oh yeah, look at them without KD." They've gotten astronomically better with Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
but
It's just a different style of basketball that they have to play now. And everyone doesn't like it because it's not as fun as it used to be. Because before that, it was just Steph and Clay hucking up threes and Draymond just getting triple doubles without even scoring 10 points. But now that they have KD, it's more of isolation basketball. And this does not only does this just make the team better as a whole just because of the player, but if KD can get isolation, then there's a man guarding him. You're not telling me that this year it has not created open shots for Clay, open shots for Steph, and even more opportunities for Draymond.
Yeah, Durant's gravity just makes everyone else more open. Just by him being there, it makes the team better.
You have to change up your game plan.
There's only one player there that wants KD there.
And
that's Steph. Clay would love to see him leave, and I think so would Draymond.
I don't even think Clay would love to see him leave.
Clay just wants to win.
Exactly.
Not fully. If KD isn't on that team, KD gets. If KD isn't on that team, Clay gets more looks. Clay scores more points. Clay's on the All NBA team.
See now, but you just contradicted what we said because Clay doesn't care about that stuff in my opinion. I think that he cares about winning because Clay still averages 20-something points a game. Listen,
he would average more without him.
Okay, but then they just win more with KD.
But he would have gotten his supermax, and you saw how he was upset that he did not get his supermax.
Okay, but even still, he's still going to get an absurd contract extension. I don't think Clay is that type of player. Because if he was, he would have voiced his opinion, and he would have had problems with KD. And the only person on that...
He wouldn't have voiced it. It would have caused a lot of...
Draymond voiced it.
Yeah, Draymond's the only guy, but that's just because they're two different personalities, and now they're great with each other because they hashed it out.
I don't think they're as great with each other as you think. I think that's just we're here in June. They're on the same team.
It's just a show.
I don't think... It's funny that people forget that this Warriors team is 2 years removed from almost sweeping the entire playoffs, except from one game in 2017 Finals. Yeah. And that's with Durant. I mean, obviously, we saw the Warriors minus Durant sweep the Blazers last series in the Western Conference Finals, but I think these the Warriors without Durant, they just kind of play like a style of basketball with more playmaking, less unselfish. Just basketball in general.
I wouldn't even call it selfish with KD, though. It's just more isolation with KD.
But that's because you have the greatest scorer pretty much in NBA history. I would say he's at least one of them as a safety net whenever your playmaking isn't working. You have a KD ISO that can just put you on a quick 8-0 run and whenever you need. It's like the greatest thing that you could ask for as like a player if you're Steph Curry.
I think that the KD Warrior teams... those aren't even the greatest teams in Warriors history.
Record-wise.
No,
record-wise, but
playing-wise,
no,
too.
record-wise, yes, but
playing-wise,
how not
too.
playing-wise? Because you're telling me that a team with 4 All-Stars, 2 of which are the top-tier talents in the league, the best at their positions right now, you're telling me that that's not a better team than just 3 All-Stars.
And Harrison Barnes.
What I'm saying is I'm going to base it on this. If I saw this Warriors team right now, all healthy, go down 3-1, I don't think they'd be able to win a series.
They absolutely would.
The 73-9 team, I've seen do it, and I think they could do it again.
Wait, you mean the Warriors with Durant? You think they couldn't come back with a 3-1 lead?
I think there's too many egos there that in that game who would want to control the game.
But they've been playing all year without
because
egos.
I've actually seen that. I've seen that with Durant in that situation.
No, the only
being down 3-1.
Okay,
being
but
up 3-1 for that matter.
What team did he have around him?
Russell Westbrook,
who wasn't in his peak and was not in his prime.
But they were still in the Western Conference Final.
Okay, but what you're saying to me is that. But what I'm trying to say is that Thunder team was not as good as that Golden State team. And I'm telling you right now, that Golden State team, if they somehow did get down 3-1, which would never happen because that's how good they are, they would be able to come back.
I dead ass think that they can go down 3-0, this Warriors team with Durant, and they can come back. They could be that would be the first instance in NBA history of it happening. But there's enough talent on paper.
I think they play better without KD.
They play better team ball, but as a whole, I just think they're a better basketball team with KD.
I definitely think having him around doesn't hurt. I just think that I don't think there's a way they're going to keep KD, Clay.
No, there's no way. No.
That's not the
way to
play with
one of
him
them's going to leave.
They're so used to playing without him anyway.
At this point, yeah.
At any point, they were used to playing without him beforehand.
Well, yeah, but now they've gone this.
The only reason
KD
is
right, but
on.
Do you think we keep seeing
Warriors?
them in the finals without KD?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but that's because the Western Conference is weak now.
Oh man, you could put KD and Kawhi on that Clippers team. I still got the
Houston's
Warriors
still pretty
over them.
good.
KD and Kawhi on the Clippers team would not work out well because actually I think it would.
It's hard for me to
You
find
play
a
one
defender
power
that could
forward.
shut down Steph Curry.
What if next season?
There's nobody that could.
You just
Fred
said
VanVleet,
you just gave me one,
But he didn't shut him down.
Matthew Dellavedova just shut him down.
He held
a couple
them
years
off.
ago.
But
So you just proved my point. You just named two guys.
they play better without KD. They have a better record without him than with him. I mean, what else do you need?
That's one season. That was
since
miraculous.
he's got there.
Don't
no,
get me
no.
wrong.
That's this season too. Without KD, I believe they're 33-2.
That's just because this team is still good. I never said that they weren't good without him.
They don't need him. They have a
They
better
do.
record without him, better win percentage without him than with him. What more argument do you need than that?
Well, they have a better win percentage because they played more games without him. So obviously, you're going to have a better chance at having more win percentage.
Playing more games without him.
I don't know if
There's,
that
like,
really.
No, that should win
like-
percentage is win percentage. There's a reason why standings go by win percentage.
Obviously, there's been a lot of discussion about the Warriors being better without Durant and vice versa, the past month since he went down. So I read an article about this a few weeks ago, and the numbers do say that the Warriors are better with Durant. So plus it's it's all about plus or minus. The lineups that are best for the Warriors are obviously the Hampton 5 lineup, the Death lineup.
That's a
Curry.
terrible nickname.
I know it's awful, but that's what they're running with for whatever reason. Curry, Clay, Durant, Iggy, and Cousins.
I think the players on the team would rather play without Durant. That makes them play better. I don't think you need an argument beyond that. And I think when they lose Durant in the offseason, they'll be fine. And they'll still go to the NBA Finals and they'll still win it. Because Kevin Durant's not that big of a...
No, yeah.
No.
I don't think he's.
They were
The deciding
winning. They were
factor on
winning
that
without
team.
Durant then. What makes you think losing Durant now would stop them from winning?
Wouldn't.
Exactly. They don't need Kevin Durant.
wouldn't faze them a bit.
I can argue that Kevin Durant doesn't make them a better team.
I will say they blew a 3-1
It
lead
doesn't make
without
them
Kevin Durant.
noticeably
They
better.
also came back from a 3-1 deficit without Kevin Durant.
That's because of Kevin Durant.
I just want to say I'm proud of your professionalism with being able
Yeah,
to
I know.
continue
This is-
talking
yeah.
while a slap fight is going on.
Sorry, I got confused. I thought it was Tom, but then it was John.
They proved they don't need Durant. I mean, so lose them.
well, they're
Yeah,
not losing
they're gonna
anyways
lose
because
them
they're
anyway.
going to
Yeah.
Supermax somewhere.
They're the only team in the
What
league.
if they lose Clay too?
No, I think you lose KD, you can keep Clay.
Right, but what Clay said was if he doesn't get offered a max contract as soon as they're able to, he's gonna wait for free agency and
And
see
they'll do
what
it.
he
I think
gets.
they'll do it. I think they
I
will
think
do
that's
it.
just smoke and mirror. That's a saying, right? Smokes and mirrors.
Yeah.
Smoke and mirror? Yeah. I think that's just sending out something where it's like, oh, if anyone wants to pay me more money, I guess I'll go to your team. I'm telling you right now, imagine say the Trailblazers pay for Klay Thompson, him,
I don't think they
CJ
have a max
McCollum,
spot.
and Damian Lillard.
I don't think they have a max
Say
spot.
the Lakers paid for him.
Hey, go back to that
I
Blazers
don't think people
analogy.
want to play there.
Go back to that Blazers analogy.
I don't think people
Do a
just wanna
sign and
play
trade.
with LeBron.
Yeah, that too.
Huh?
You can do a sign and trade. Sign Klay Thompson and then trade him for CJ McCollum, Zach Collins, or whoever on Portland. Maybe a pick too. That could work. That would put them over. I think CJ. He's a good player. I feel like
CJ is the
they
most
need to
underrated player in
improve.
the league. I can tell you that right now.
When Steph Curry plays and Kevin Durant doesn't, they're 33-4.
Well, I know we said that.
Steph Curry's more important than Kevin Durant.
No, the most important player on that team is
It's Steph
Draymond.
Curry. Oh.
Draymond's the
Yeah,
glue to
Steph
that team. He does it all. He literally the glue to that team.
I feel like you're forgetting that it's a team, so I feel like all the pieces are important to the puzzle.
Oh, no
You can't-
shit, Trish.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
Steph
I'm
Curry
just-
is that most important piece.
I think it's
Because how
Draymond.
do you score points without Steph
but
Curry
they
on the
just
court?
got
He draws
Draymond,
so
like,
much.
what,
stuff.
Clay and
years ago?
KD
No, no,
can
so
both
does-
score.
Exactly.
But they're with Curry out of the lineup and Durant in, they're 28-18.
Okay,
So they're
that's
better. Let's
Slightly
just-
worse.
Curry slightly worse.
Slightly worse.
Curry is the piece of that team that makes he's the end. He makes the train go. He's the one who draws so much to him to give Clay those
yeah, but I
looks, to
still
give
think
Draymond
that
those looks.
Draymond's the glue guy to that team, man. He does it all, and he, in my opinion, is a true leader of that team.
Well, he
Because when
has-
Steph goes cold, because Steph has had those games where he goes cold.
Yeah,
Who's
but
there to pick him up? Who's there to pick him up? Who's there to pick him up?
I understand.
Klay
but
Thompson, right? But now, who's still playing on defense and who's still getting all those boards and who's still getting all those hustle stats? Draymond Green. Draymond Green does it every single night.
Steph goes cold, but doesn't mean defensive assignments change the other side of the ball. It's still their top defender on the perimeter threes guarding Steph Curry, not Klay Thompson. It's just an offense now focused
But
on playing
that's
the
just
ball
because of the team that they
through
have.
Steph
That's just because of
instead
the team
getting
that they have. I'm telling you, if Steph Curry went out, they'd still be good.
Well,
So you're trying, but like
2018.
this is when Steph and KD both play. I'm saying, say Steph was out for the whole year. I'm still telling you right now, they'd be as good.
2018 with Steph out of the lineup.
No, yeah.
No, when was Steph out of the lineup?
You remember that was the ankle
For-
injuries he had
Oh,
this
yeah,
year?
yeah.
For that many games this year.
But what I was gonna say is, when you look at the Warriors' backup point guard, that's like Quinn Cook, right? That's who's like
Quinn
taking the
Cook
minutes
can
for
shoot
that.
too.
But I'm saying,
Alfonso McKinney's good
let's just
too.
say hypothetical. Kyle, entertain me for this. Game 3.
I'll entertain you.
Lineups come out. Curry out of the lineup. Quinn Cook starting, but it's just a normal lineup like Quinn Cook, Clay, Durant, Draymond, and Cousins. How do you feel about that versus like if Draymond's out of the lineup instead?
I honestly feel better than that than if Draymond was out of the lineup.
Really?
Yes, 100%.
Wait, what was it?
If would you rather have Steph in the game playing in Game 3 or Draymond, like with a fully healthy Warriors team?
Is Durant playing?
Yeah, I said for the sake of this hypothetical.
I need Steph in the game.
Okay, but then exactly my point. Okay, Steph might be out, but you still have dudes who can score. No problem, they can score whenever the fuck they want.
But-
now Draymond's out. Who's going to guard their best player?
I feel like in those clutch
And
situations,
then it comes down to let's
though,
outscore them. Durant can still play defense at that point.
I feel like
Not
when
as good as Draymond. Draymond can guard anyone in the
Draymond's the
league.
second best defensive player in the league.
I feel like if
Who's the
Steph was
first?
out late
Kawhi
game
Leonard.
in the final minute and
Yeah,
they needed
understandable.
a 3 to go down, they're looking at Steph.
The only
I think-
player that Draymond Green couldn't guard was Pascal Siakam in Game 1.
I
That
think-
doesn't count.
Listen-
Pascal Siakam. Literally, I've literally never like Pascal Siakam's good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he could ever do that
Listen,
again.
I think to see
He literally made like 11 straight shots, and half of them I remember one shot. I
Spicy
didn't mean to
pig.
interrupt you, John, but
okay.
I remember he literally took one dribble, took 2 steps, looked the other way, tossed up like a hook shot, bounces off the front, back of the rim, in.
Spicy pig.
That is a sick nickname.
You look at the Warriors, you want to see who's the most important player. Look at the defense they were playing on Curry, Game 2. Box 1, literally some college shit, like double teaming him from half court. And that's all you need to know to know who has the most gravity on that team. Curry might have the most gravity out of any superstar in NBA history. Just by him being out on the floor, it's like a possible 3 points. You have to he's a threat from anywhere. As soon as he crosses that logo, he can score. And so he's getting open looks for Draymond. He's getting open looks for Clay, Iggy. The reason Iguodala had that open jumper to win the last game was because Curry was on the floor.
Yeah, but that's just but again, that's what I'm saying. It's the way that the offenses ran, and I understand that. And again, they're possibly the greatest team of all time. But what I'm trying to say is that without Draymond, I honestly don't think that the wheels turn. They do, but not as well. But without Steph, and they have their full lineup, I'm not worried.
Because one last thing on this, because we got to move on to the next topic because we're getting late in the program here. Sports Illustrated put out an article back on May 6th, and the name of the article is "Steph Curry will always be the Warriors' most important player."
That's an opinionated piece.
Well, no, there's statistics that back it up. First is on-court impact. In each of their 3 regular seasons as teammates, the Warriors have performed better during Curry's solo minutes compared to Durant's. Golden State has never had a net rating greater than 0.6 over the last 3 regular seasons when Durant was playing and Curry was not. Last year, the Warriors actually performed better in Curry's solo minutes compared to when Steph and KD shared the court together. That was also the case during the first championship run, though KD had an upper hand injury. What the hell is an upper hand injury?
Like a finger?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe that dislocated.
So a hand injury.
It's probably, that dislocated finger he got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just don't want to.
Curry's more active too, I believe.
Yeah,
Moves around the court more.
but yeah, I mean, we can debate for hours about who's the best player on the team. I mean, the talking heads in the media have done it enough. But
I feel like overall, though, we're not
but
going to
I'll
really
give you
know.
3 reasons why Draymond is the best player, is the most important player on the Warriors. He creates an unstoppable pick and roll, which is one of the reasons why Steph Curry gets open most of the time. He's a willing and elite passer. He dishes a rock because he knows that he doesn't have to score himself, and he is the one who honestly gets a lot of assists. Like I said before, he'll get triple doubles without even scoring a point, and he is the team's defensive leader. Like all the points I said before.
yeah,
I got numbers that say Steph Curry's their best player all the time.
listen.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm giving you facts and reasons why Draymond's the most important player.
My numbers.
I feel like it doesn't
just
matter
stronger.
who the best player is. It just matters that this team is ridiculous, and we're probably not going to see anything like this team again for a very long time.
I don't know. This team changed the way that players think. They want to go to
they want to
championship winning
teams.
Yeah,
they want to win. They'll do whatever.
A
it takes
lot
to
of
win.
players are taking pay cuts to go to better teams.
No. I take that back. I don't agree with that because there were big threes before.
No,
the
this isn't a big
five.
3. This is a big 5. A lot of players
Yeah,
now
but
are like,
I don't think there's going to be another point in time where you're going to have a big 5. Because think about big 3s before. You can say, you can LeBron, Bosh, Wade. You can say Pierce, Garnett, Allen. Now you can say Clay. Well, now there's a big 5.
There's never going to be another situation where you got a guy like Boogie Cousins coming on a veterans minimum.
That's what I'm saying. I think
No, Boogie
$40 million
did
pay
that
cut.
for a reason, obviously.
He's
just to
coming
win
off
a
the Achilles
championship.
injuries too.
That and all, because he was like, I just want to win a championship.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to see anything like this Warriors team.
Oh, definitely not. No, because like
Again,
what Tony said, there's like a big 5. But again, at the same time, I don't think they truly paved the road. I just think they kind of.
No, I didn't say. I'm just saying I don't think we're going to see anything like this.
I also
for
feel
a
like
long time.
You look at. I don't think KD feels extremely validated with what happened going to Golden State. I think he expected a lot more happiness and joy when he went to Golden State.
No,
And
yeah,
he didn't
for
expect
sure.
all this criticism considering you're on the best team in the world. And I think that's really taken a big
But
mental
that's
effect on
partially
him.
one of the reasons why he got so much criticism is because they're the best team
Exactly,
in the
but
world.
I don't think he expected it. I think he just expected the
No,
happiness.
absolutely not. And I agree
He
with
just
you.
expected the happiness and joy of winning championships. He just hasn't gotten it.
Yeah, but you have to
He would've
understand
been a
there's
lot
so
more
much.
happy.
There's so much. Yeah, but so many people in the media are trying to knock the Warriors down just because they're so good.
I think he would have been happier winning a championship in Oklahoma City. We liked the Warriors more when they were without Kevin Durant. It's when Kevin Durant got there, the tide started to shift and the hate really started to focus on it.
I don't
I
know.
also
People hated
just
the
think
Warriors
it's-
beforehand.
That
I just
fir-
think it's
they were
because
only-
they're so good for so long.
That first year, I enjoyed them. I loved
Right?
seeing
No,
Steph
yeah.
Curry.
The first year, you're like, oh, this is awesome. But
Even the
when
second
they're
year.
winning every year and they're always in the finals, you're gonna get annoyed. I mean, it was the same with MJ back when he was on the
I feel
Bulls
like
and they were going every other
we
year.
wanted him to beat LeBron.
Yes,
But
that
once
was it.
KD went there, we didn't want him to beat LeBron anymore.
Exactly, but it was a long time after that. I feel like it's it's just the same as like I said when MJ was on the Bulls. People got sick of it, him going to the finals every year.
Exactly.
It's also with
That's
Shaq
another
going to
big
the
three.
finals on the Lakers with Kobe.
All right, we got to move off this because we're way deep into this episode. I hate to
All right.
because it's such a
fun.
good conversation.
Yeah.
All right, so Gerald McCoy signed a 1-year prove-it deal with the Carolina Panthers the other day.
I think that's a good
He
signing.
was apparently really interested in the Cincinnati Bengals for some reason. He was just waiting for the Bengals to make an offer, and they never did.
Probably because he knew that the Bengals could give him a lot of money.
He plays the Bucks like week 2
Yeah.
rematch.
No, I thought that was a really good signing.
Yeah.
What, did the Mets lose? Is that what happened, Zach?
That's 10:48.
I'll get to it. All right.
Oh, they lost, didn't
Yeah, they lost 10-4.
Can I
What was
mention
the
the
score?
Marlins?
Sorry, no.
9-3.
9-3
To the Giants?
to the Giants.
The Marlins are currently beating the Brewers 15-0.
Whoa.
They scored
The
a
Mets
16.
came back
what?
in the third in the sixth
That's
inning.
real?
They scored
And they
11
ruined
in
it.
the
Why
fifth.
wouldn't that be real? Why would that
That's
be
fucking
fake?
nuts.
Yeah, why
'cause
would it-
I feel like someone would make up a score like that. That's ridiculous.
So before we get to Zach's Mets Minute
Bottom
of
of what?
Madness, I want to ask Kyle about
Nine, okay.
Adley Rushman. How good is he?
Oh, dude, listen, you can't, in my opinion, in baseball, especially with the college and high school draft, you can't predict like all-star talent just because there's so much that can go on. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of like first-round picks that never
21,
panned out.
21 years old at Oregon State.
But what I'm saying is that this dude, I'm telling you right now, usually you can't predict these things. I'm telling you right now, he can play for the Orioles right now. Like give him 3
And
weeks,
improve that
he could
team.
literally play in the major leagues and also at the same time. I give it 3 to 5 years. By the way that this kid looks and by all the tools that he has, I think he'll be the best catcher in the league.
He's the first.
He is literally unreal. Did you see that they walked him with bases
I was
loaded?
going to say that, yeah.
Just
He's
so
so
he
good they
wouldn't-
walked
yeah.
him with the bases loaded.
Why would
Just so he wouldn't hit a grand slam off.
That's crazy.
See,
Or an
and-
extra base hit.
See, here's
That's
my
got to feel
opinion.
really good.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was going on. He's like, are you serious?
Yeah,
he's pissed.
when they start. Oh yeah, I'd be
Because
pissed
there was
too.
no outs. He could have had 2 ribbies right there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Maybe
Here's
even
my
3.
Here's my point. I was talking about this with some of my buddies before. In the major league draft, I don't agree with taking pitchers inside the top 5 or 10 because there's so many good arms and so many guys who are all like from different and they're cut from different cloth, like different schools that they played for, or just how they throw, right? But
And you
guys
really never know
Bratton,
how they're going to develop
guys
either.
like what Adley Rushman,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, guys like him, they're like a unicorn. They're like a once in a generation talent. Like I'm telling you right now, he's going to be their guy for years to come, and that's a fact. But like I'm telling you,
Like the captain of the team, just their rock.
yeah, he's going to be the rock. He's going to be that guy because catchers can play. I mean, surprisingly, catchers can play a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, he's going to be that guy, and he's going to be elite.
Even if the knees start to go, you can usually move the catcher to first base.
Yeah, a lot
Exactly.
of catchers do that.
Now, do I
nowadays.
think he's going to stay with the Orioles his whole career? I wouldn't if I were him. I mean, because they suck.
Unless
Well,
some
it
major
depends.
change
Yeah,
happens.
but
We can't look
that's I mean
5
that's
years
just
in the
that's just a
future.
different.
Yeah, that
that's a
depends.
It's
different-
weird with being with coming up as a draft pick in baseball because they have your rights for like 7 major league years.
Yeah, it's 7 years.
No,
You
it's
well, no,
service
no,
time.
it's,
7 major
No,
league.
Well,
it's not major league years. It's 7 years.
it's your whatever.
It's your
Yeah,
service
from
time.
when they serve. Yeah, you have to be. In
I
the
thought
league
I
for
thought it was 7 years in Major League Baseball.
No,
No,
that's
no,
just
no,
your
no, no.
contract. You're on the team for 7 years. You got 2 years of arbitration.
Yeah, which
And then
is
after
like your
that,
service
you're-
time. You have 2 years like the major. That's why they held out Vlad Guerrero Jr. because they wanted to wait. Because if they brought him up earlier, then they would have. Then they
That was
would
the
have had
same
to
thing
sign
with-
him for like a. Now they basically have another year to just pay him dirt. Well, they
Yeah.
pay
That's the
him
same thing
a
with the
bag of
Mets
chips
and,
a Subway sandwich.
Adley Rushman is the
That's the
first.
same thing with the Mets and Pete Alonso as well.
Yeah.
They had that was the issue at the beginning of the season, and if they were going to bring him up.
Adley Rushman is the first catcher taken first overall in the MLB draft since Joe Mauer was taken by the Minnesota Twins in 2001.
I'm telling you, dude, he's going to be a generational talent, just like Joe Mauer.
So now it's time for Zach's minute of frustration, which usually lasts longer than a minute because it is Zach.
There's a lot going on.
It's time for Zach's minute of Mets madness.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets.
Okay, so the Mets. All right, so I wanna be wrong about this. Don't get me wrong. I would love for the Mets to prove me wrong, but as of today, June 4th, their season is fucking over. It's over. No. I had faith before. We're still 5 games out, but as of June, it is over. All right, they are coming up.
I remember in April you talking extreme shit about how good the Mets were.
That's what they do. They lure me in April. They play well, and then they just I don't know what happens. They just forget how to fucking play baseball.
the boys back home call it a honey dick, Zach.
Yeah. So
This is what Tony's been saying the entire season.
So as of today, the San Francisco Giants beat them to 9-3. The bullpen blew it once again, always, every game.
Jairus Familia is your savior, right? Your favorite player on the Mets.
I want him to die. You know how Trish, you know how you said that there's gonna be a Mets pitcher that dies?
Yep.
It's gonna be Jairus Familia.
Okay.
Okay, and their upcoming schedule, it is the Colorado Rockies, who are over 500. You got the Yankees, which the Mets are terrible away. I don't know exactly what their away record is right now, but it's not good. Definitely not in a winning position there. They got the Yankees, the Cardinals, the Braves, Chicago, Philly, and then Atlanta again the rest of June.
I honestly think they'll win 5 games.
I don't think they're gonna win any. That's how much faith I have in this fucking team right now. Their bullpen cannot hold 1 run. They could have a 10-run lead, and I would wake up in the morning and they would have lost by 5.
So Hope is at an all-time high in Queens.
Oh yeah,
You said they were going to sweep the Diamondbacks.
I was close on that.
Didn't they lose 2 out of 3?
The bullpen blew it.
They lost 2 out of 3. What do you mean you were
The
close on that?
bullpen blew it in the 9th inning in that last game. It would have been close.
The second game is the one I want to point out. That one was 5-1 in the 8th.
I'm
wasn't
getting
it?
to that. 2 days this week, I went to sleep happy as a clam with a 5-run lead. All right? Then I wake up in the morning to see they fucking let up 4 runs in the 8th inning twice in 5 days. How does that happen? How does that happen? How could a bullpen sit there and just think that they're major league? They're not major league players. No, they're minor league
Don't
players
let
for
the
sure.
uniform fool you.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. They're done. And then on top of all this, yesterday I get news about I never would have thought I would have been talking about Tom Brady in a Mets minute here. But Tom Brady puts on a trademark for his Tom Terrific nickname. I don't like that. How dare he? That's just another way for him to say fuck you to the Mets. Or just
How?
New York. That was Tom Seaver's nickname.
I think Tom
That was Tom.
I know that,
Tom
okay.
Seaver will forever be Tom Terrific, just because he didn't trademark it like a fucking asshole. All right, yeah, you're fucking good, Tom Brady, but it doesn't mean you need to fucking trademark a nickname that I've never heard anybody call him that.
I've never heard anybody call Tom
out of
Brady
the
Tom
blue.
Terrific.
Just good.
Shut up. Out of the blue, this guy just goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just call myself Tom Terrific and trademark it so nobody uses it."
Is it Tom Terrific or Terrific Tom?
No, Tom Terrific.
The fuck kind of name is Tom Terrific?
I don't know, but it's Tom Seaver's name, not Tom Brady's.
Well,
and all I'm saying is,
It's
I think Tom Brady's a little bit more terrific.
Yeah, I
than
feel
Tom
like he's got the right to do
but
that.
the first Tom
5
Terrific
Super Bowl
was Tom
rings
Seaver.
say
I
that
don't
he
care.
can call himself whatever the fuck he wants.
Six.
He just
Sorry,
can't come
I'm
out of
sorry.
the blue, and he's just saying
bullshit.
"fuck you" to New York again. That's all I'm saying.
It's twice against the Rams, right? Okay.
To get a little lighter,
How could this get lighter?
I did like the draft picks
Don't
from
act like
last
that
night.
fucking matters.
No, listen.
I did like the draft picks.
Oh, by the way, that kid that you drafted at 15, you could have drafted
12?
someone. 12. You could have drafted someone.
We could have gotten someone better, but listen. The Giants fucked up in the draft. The Mets fucked up in the draft. Okay, I'll take whatever.
Who do you like for basketball? Who do you like for basketball?
The Nets, but
Hey, they might get Bol Bol.
I hope they get Kyrie, man. But I do like Brett Batty a little bit. His swing, he has a very nice swing. He has a very nice stance. It reminds me of not Albert Pujols, freaking Mike Trout a little bit. He's a lefty. His stance. Not saying that he's gonna be Mike
Literally
Trout.
nothing else.
I can give you the Mike Trout stance. Does that remind? Do
Yeah.
I make? No.
I'm just saying his swing is very similar to Mike Trout, and I think it could be pretty good. He had over 600 this past season. All right.
We're at the stage of the Mets season where I'm like, come on, when's next year starting?
This ain't your minute, John.
And then Josh Wolf, I'm excited for because in high school he's throwing 97 miles an hour. There's not many 97-mile-an-hour throwing pitchers in high school.
Yes, there is.
Really?
There's a good amount.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, man.
Pretty decent amount.
He had 126 strikeouts and 21 walks this year. He was
How's that
36
stats?
He was 36 overall on the MLB.com list. And then I think that by the end of the season, it's because of how bad they are. I think by September, maybe even August, you're going to see Anthony Kay and you're going to see Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow got struck out by a position player.
Oh, I don't care. You're gonna.
Tim Tebow needs to give up.
That's
He
the
needs to
bullshit
just
that
keep
I'm saying. This
commenting
team's
on
gonna.
SEC football.
That's what the bullshit that I think they're gonna put us through. They're gonna be like, oh, we need to make some fucking money
Well, he is
because
good
this
at
team's fucking
baseball.
terrible. So yeah, we'll throw Tim Tebow in there.
You should play football again.
I would. I mean, not gonna lie. I would go and watch Tim Tebow play.
I would.
But
too.
I mean, am I gonna be happy about it?
I feel like
Probably
it'd be a
not.
Sin if you didn't go watch Tim Tebow.
Zach's gonna go, but under protest.
Yeah.
So next year,
There's always next year.
Tom Frazier is my boy.
Todd Frazier. You got
Todd
his name
Frazier.
wrong.
I'm sorry. Whatever.
Todd Frazier.
He's my boy.
Todd Frazier sucks.
No, he doesn't. He's the best.
He
player
has
on
his
the team.
moments,
Todd
but he
Frazier's
sucks.
ass.
Todd Frazier's my favorite player on
Get
that
some
team.
players I've heard of that are in their prime.
They don't.
We'll
The
talk.
Mets don't like getting anybody in their prime. They
Because
get
nobody wants to play for them.
because every team thinks, oh yeah, I could dump this guy off on the Mets. They'll take it, and they do. They take it every fucking time. And you want to? Jared Kelenic was just said that he's going to be a generational player and one of the best prospects coming up from that draft class. We're paying Cano for the next 4 years for him. Fuck that.
This
Fuck
is
that.
great, man.
I mean,
Players
and
look and go,
Diaz.
Wait a minute. Who the fuck's gonna pay me?
And
then
Diaz-
they remember.
And Diaz comes in, no matter if it's a safe situation or not, and lets up 3 home runs. So, I'm done. I can't talk about them anymore.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right.
East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the Mets Mets of New York town, of New York town.
God damn it, Zach was fiery. Holy shit, he's pissed.
It was.
Good job, buddy. It's okay.
There's a lot going through me here.
Oh, tune in next Tuesday if you want to hear that. I might just take that out by itself and post that somewhere by itself.
Do
just
it.
To hear Zach go.
Post on a Mets fan page. You'll get a lot.
Yeah, I know.
of listens.
Yeah. I've been banned from the Mets Reddit, so.
Why? What did you do to
I've
them? What
been
did you do
banned
to them?
from most Reddit pages.
Hold on. What did you
Mike,
do to
it's
the
not-
Mets?
It's not on.
Just normal stuff.
Trish, it's not on.
No, it's on.
Oh, never mind.
It's been on the whole time.
It has.
Yeah.
It's on me, Trish.
Kyle.
I thought
Kyle, you were picking up and talking to it when Zach was doing his Mets minute.
Oh, I thought you paused it.
I turned it back on.
Yeah, I knew that. Joke's on you guys.
All right, so we're gonna end this episode. Because
Wait, didn't you also get banned from the Jets Reddit?
And the
page?
Bills Reddit.
Okay, no, but I understand that. Wait, what? The Bills? What are you doing?
What are you doing to us here?
I'm not meaning to do it. They're telling me you can't post this here and banning me. So
Why?
then I create another account and I try to post it. And
Why?
they go, "You're trying to get around our bans." And they know.
Is it against the rules of post podcasts?
No,
don't
not
know.
when you're talking shit about their teams.
The Jets don't like us because of Joe Namath.
The Jets.
Joe Namath sucks.
That I
The
understand.
Mets
Joe
don't
Namath-
like us because I literally named one of our episodes "The Mets Suck."
Yeah.
And then I posted it on Mets Reddit.
Why would you do that?
Why? Because they know the
That
Mets
doesn't
suck.
get us. That
Is
doesn't
that
get
why
us
the Mets
listens
suck
though.
episode didn't get a
That
lot?
just gets a
Well,
bunch of
yeah.
Mets fans mad at us.
Listen, let me see how many listens that's at.
I think we were around 400 last time I checked.
When was the last time you checked?
A couple days ago.
Okay, it might be at more.
No, I'm pretty sure it's.
We have 414 listens the last hour. That episode's at 862 listens.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe
Wait, the
someone
last
was-
hour. is
maybe
picked
someone
up.
was,
Holy shit! Who's listening to it right now?
Well, they might have.
Man, fuck, we're down 9-3.
They
Might as well listen to
That's
that.
probably what it is.
It's either that or they heard me screaming from half the country away.
You're pissed.
I go into every season with the most optimism possible.
Yeah, why?
I try to be, happy, and I try to like to watch the games and not want to shoot myself.
What's your best Mets moment of like the last 10 years?
Watching Johan Santana throw the no-hitter.
Not even the World Series, huh?
They didn't win it.
They went.
They looked
Yeah,
terrible.
then they
that
put
was like the worst
they
World
were the
Series
worst.
ever.
Yeah,
Royals, Mets?
they couldn't score in
Get
the
the
first.
fuck
I
outta here.
don't
No,
think
the
they
Mets were
scored.
good that year, but like that was their World Series to win. Everyone's like, yeah, the Mets are gonna win it. No, they played literally the worst baseball that they decided to
Yeah.
play.
All right, so we're gonna shut up. We're gonna end this episode with some hot takes. Who has one? Zach, you got a Mets one?
Yeah, I do. Anthony K is going to be brought up in early August.
But you just said that. I need a different.
What about
hot
Tim
take.
Tebow?
Fine. Tim Tebow is going to come up, and he's going to hit 2 home runs in his first week of playing.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
You said he got struck out by a position player, right?
Yep.
Yeah, good
Yep.
luck with that. I got 2 hot takes now. One just to piss you off.
Yeah?
Yeah, Kyle, you got one?
No, I want to listen to you.
Okay, one, Anthony K. Due for Tommy John surgery in September.
That's you never wish that on him.
Yeah, you don't
Just
wish
saying,
that on
he's
anybody.
He's due for it. You know why?
Due for it. He's not even in the majors. What do you mean? You probably never even heard of him until
I
2
haven't.
weeks ago.
I have not. What organizations is he a part of?
The Mets. Yeah.
He's due for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I didn't have a second one. That was only my first one. I just didn't want that to be my only one.
I hate you.
You can think of one.
John, you got one?
Come back around.
You go first, Trish.
No, John, I'm giving it to you.
I have 2 hot takes.
Durant ain't coming
See, I
back.
said that, but here we
Oh,
are.
Tony, I forgot to
Yeah, I don't think Durant's coming back. That's my
read
opinion
the
though.
other side, too.
So okay.
Keep
all right.
going.
All right, my 2 hot takes. Zach's gonna have a heart attack by the end of the Mets season.
Yep.
Zach's probably gonna have a heart attack by the end of the Mets season.
And my second hot take is that Boris gets enshrined.
Brett Hall fucking juiced last night
Dude,
with
he
Boris.
almost killed Boris. Did you see him hold Boris? I was scared.
Brett
He
Hall-
was like choking Boris.
Brett Hall had quite the night. Brett Hall walks out there after the national anthem's head and goes full Ric Flair, getting the crowd juiced.
like-
Then he's sitting on the glass and there's a picture of him just flipping off the other team. And then third, he's in the cheap seats with Boris, holding Boris.
Wait, that guy has to sit in the cheap seats?
No, it
He
wasn't
was
like
sitting
the
on the
cheap seats.
glass. And he moved
okay.
to go by
No,
Boris.
No, I'm saying Boris has to sit on the cheap seats?
No, whoa, Boris. No, they sat in the cheap seats because everyone was giving like Dave Portnoy shit, like, oh, like you always sit in the box. And then he finally sit in the cheap seats, and everyone's like poor shaming him, which is kind of funny. But
I couldn't believe that.
it is kind of funny.
Did you see the guy attacked him yesterday? The other
We
day?
just tapped
No,
him.
he did like attack him.
They-
like he
Calm down.
he like.
Did you
no.
see the report, the
Yo, did
release
you-
that they made
Yeah.
today,
They
though?
were like, we
That he
saw
was,
the
like,
tape, and
bedridden,
the
the
guy was
doctor-
like, I didn't mean to hit him. But
Their
I did
announcement said
flick it
that
in his direction.
I said whatever, you're down 3-2.
Their announcement said that the doctor said he needed to be bedridden
Dude,
for
it
like
was
a
so
week.
funny. No, but anyways, what were we talking about with Boris?
Boris
oh yeah,
almost
so
got
Brett
killed.
Hull picks up Boris, kisses him. That's sweet, but then he's like choking the fucking rat.
He's not a rat.
He's a rat. A chinchilla's a rat. Oh, and also, just saying, they got him into the game because what's his name? YP, Young Page Views, said that was his emotional support animal. And they just went to like the normal gate and they're like, yeah, you're good. And he had him in a little bag and he had Boris with him the whole entire game.
Nice.
Do you know how frightening that must be for a tiny chinchilla?
Very loud arena. in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final, and you have a large rat on your hands.
That's fine.
I forgot. Did I make another hot take yet?
No.
Oh shit.
Don't make it about the Blues. I'll stab you.
Oh, you're gonna make one about the Blues?
No.
Zach, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm relaxing.
Zach's having an aneurysm.
Zach is using the Mets just lost a game 9-3 juice.
Yep.
Okay, mine's gonna be about the Blues, but not what you think.
Okay, good.
There's gonna be a picture taken of Boris in the Stanley Cup.
That would be sick.
Okay. That's cool. I like that.
That's tight. Fist bump me. I'll give you that.
It's pretty dope.
You got
Kyle,
one?
you said you had 2.
I gave you my 2.
Did you?
I said Boris is going to be enshrined in the Blues Hall of Fame, and also
Oh my God, he's gonna die and they're gonna stuff it.
that's what I'm saying.
It's like that fucking penguin the Penguins had.
That and what's it called?
Jesus
And that
Christ.
Zach was going to have a heart attack by the end of the Mets season,
Oh, okay.
which he might have one anyways. But let's be real here.
Yep.
Don't die, buddy. We love you.
John, did you
As
go?
long as you're not a Mets pitcher, I mean,
All right, Trish, you got one?
Yeah.
Sure.
go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
The Warriors are about to
No,
go
actually,
up
I want that to happen because I
3
want
to
you
1.
to be paying me money.
and then
Zach, shut up.
lose
Oh.
in the finals.
Okay.
Game 7 with Durant. Durant's coming back Game 5. They're going to go up 3-1. They're going to lose Game 7.
All right, so we will see you on Friday. NBA Finals coming up later this week. NHL Stanley Cup Finals coming up later this week, too. Like, share, subscribe, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn. We're on everything. Everything.
See you when I
Also,
smell
look
you.
at our YouTube
YouTube,
and
Facebook,
watch our
Instagram,
fucking Summer at Trish
Twitter.
videos.
We are active everywhere. Why are you just throwing microphones? This is not a great way to end this episode. It was a strong episode, but here we are now. All right, we'll see you later. Goodbye.